Today we want to do an actual pull test on our industrial C-series electric linear actuators. First we need to build a test shelf. Here we use some number 5 angle steel and bolts to build a stable square test frame, which is 0.5 meters long, 0.5 meters wide and 1.5 meters high, and can load up to 1,000 kilograms. Next, we install a beam on the top of the test frame and install a linear actuator fixing bracket in the middle, so that we can fix the linear actuator on the top of the test frame. Then, we also installed a beam on the bottom of the test frame and fixed the spring to the beam. We want to use a linear actuator to pull this spring. In order to measure the pulling force when the linear actuator pulls the spring, we also need a force sensor and display module. This S-shaped force sensor can measure both tension and thrust, and its maximum range is 1,000 kilograms. The sensor has a connection line, which is directly connected to the display module. After we connect the sensor and the display module, the LED screen of the display module can display the value of the pulling or pushing force received by the sensor. The unit is kg. Here we have performed numerical corrections on them in advance. Next, we use a hook to fix the sensor and display module to the mounting hole of the telescopic tube, and then use another hook to connect them to the spring. In order to operate the linear actuator, we also need to use a power supply and a manual controller or control handle. The model number of this control handle is 004311. The control handle has 2 wires. One needs to be connected to the power supply. Here we connect it to a 12 voltage 10 ampere power supply. The other line of the control handle is directly connected to the linear actuator. The control handle has 2 buttons. One button is used to operate the linear actuator to extend outward, and the other button is used to operate the linear actuator to retract inward. In order to measure the pulling force of the linear actuator, we fully extend the telescopic tube of the linear actuator in advance, and then connect everything, and then we can start the measurement. We press the button of the control handle to slowly retract the linear actuator inward, and it pulls the spring to slowly extend, and at the same time the value of this pulling force will be displayed on the display module. Because the speed of this industrial linear actuator is 20 mm per second, its maximum pulling force should be about 240 kgs. We actually measured it and got a real value of about 250 kgs.